I have a story for why this meat masala recipe is one of the first videos that we're posting on our channel. It's not by accident. Whenever any recipe called for meat masala, I used to always use the store-bought stuff. I'm one for convenience. I always pick the fastest way to finishing a recipe. But every time I made any beef dishes or any meat recipes from Kerala, the flavor could never be the same as my mother's. I could never replicate her touch, and I always thought that it was my cooking skills that I was just not good enough, and my mom's experience trumped everything. And then after I got married, my husband also started trying to make this recipe, and he followed the recipe to the T, every step, really from scratch, and still it was really not the same. And then one day it just occurred to us that maybe there is this missing ingredient, the meat masala. So we called up my mother, took down the recipe meticulously, gram by gram, and we roasted everything fresh, we ground everything fresh, and then we used that in our next batch of beef. And I still remember having that plate of beef after using the meat masala. It completely transported me back to my the pantry in my home kitchen where my mom used to serve us meals. It was like I was back home. That's when I realized that even a teaspoon of freshly ground spice mix could completely transform a dish. Growing up, my mother was meticulous in her pantry. Every single spice and condiment that we had was homemade, hand selected from the origin by my mother, hand dried at home, and then milled under her watchful eye in very small batches. So I grew up really with the privilege of having the best ingredients in all the food that I ate. And then when I left India and started cooking on my own and started using store-bought spices and spice mixes, that's when I realized the difference in quality between fresh spices and store-bought spices. Today, all the spices that we use at home in our cooking, they are processed at home in small batches by Josh and I. For me, this meat masala is something that I would never buy from the store. It really impacts the flavor of the dish, and so I for me it's a mainstay in my pantry, and it's something that I will always make fresh at home. Every family has their own meat masala. These are recipes that have been passed on from generation to generation and tweaked every generation. So every household's meat dishes are unique. They have their own flavor and their own character. This recipe is dedicated to my mother. Her pantry rituals have now become my religion, and so this one goes to her.